It was a frosty morning at the North Pole, just days before Christmas, and Santa's workshop was buzzing with activity. Elves hammered, stitched, and wrapped presents, while the reindeer were busy preparing for the big night. But one little reindeer wasn't feeling his best. Rudolph, with his shiny red nose, lay on a soft bed of hay, clutching his tummy. His nose wasn't glowing as brightly as usual. "Oh, Rudolph," sighed Clarice, his best friend. "What's wrong?" "I think I ate too many candy canes," groaned Rudolph. "They were just so delicious. I couldn't stop." Clarice looked around and saw the evidence. A mountain of candy cane wrappers piled beside him. "Oh no!" exclaimed Dasher, who had trotted over to check on him. "You've got a case of the candy cane bellyache. You need to rest and let your tummy recover," said Comet, shaking his head. "But I have to practice flying for Christmas Eve," Rudolph said, sitting up quickly. His belly gave a loud gurgle and he winced. "Oh, maybe not." Santa soon heard about Rudolph's trouble and came to check on him. "Rudolph, my boy," he said with a jolly chuckle. "Eating too many sweets isn't good for anyone, even reindeer. We need you at your best for the big night." "I'm sorry, Santa," Rudolph said, his ears drooping. "I just couldn't resist." Santa smiled kindly. "No harm done, but we'll need to get you back in tip-top shape. Mrs. Claus makes the best ginger tea. It'll help settle your tummy." Sure enough, Mrs. Claus arrived with a steaming mug of ginger tea. Rudolph wrinkled his nose at the smell but took a sip. It wasn't as sweet as candy canes, but it was warm and soothing. Before long, Rudolph started to feel better. "Thank you, Mrs. Claus," he said, his nose glowing just a little brighter. "Now," said Santa, "to keep your tummy happy, how about we make some healthier snacks for all the reindeer? You can help me in the kitchen." Rudolph nodded eagerly. Together, they whipped up batches of apple slices, carrot sticks, and even oat cookies sweetened with a little honey. The other reindeer loved the new snacks, and Rudolph learned that tasty treats didn't have to be sugary. By Christmas Eve, Rudolph was back to his energetic self, his nose shining brighter than ever. As he led Santa's sleigh through the starry night, he smiled, knowing he'd learned an important lesson about moderation. And from that night on, Rudolph became known not just for his glowing nose, but also for his glowing example of making good choices, even when it came to candy canes.